So, like, nobody ever said that Twitch streamers are geniuses. So, let me preface what I'm going to show you with this from Twitch, okay? Blah, 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 blah. You know, you and them, you're going to obey the rules, comply. You can't, you know, create, upload, transmit, unlawful infringement, invasion, or otherwise objectionable. Impersonate any person or entity, falsely claim an affiliation with any person or entity, access Twitch without permission, forge another person's misrepresent the source, identity, or content of information, misrepresent the source, identity, or content of information transmitted through Twitch, or perform any similar fraudulent activity. You'll see where I'm going here in a second. I just want to give you the rules up front before we watch this. And they reserve the right to stop, you know, letting you use Twitch, block you, blah, 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 if you violate these rules. And if you fraudulently use or misuse the Twitch services, authenticity was the header, impersonation was the second one in this particular thing. Impersonation is a malicious practice that compromises trust in our service and can harm the target of the impersonation, which can be a person or an entity. Okay? Not a person, something. Keep that in mind. And so content or activity meant to impersonate an individual or organization, entity, is prohibited. So you cannot impersonate a Twitch partner's account. That's an example. And then we get down into spam stuff. You know, it says any content or activity that disrupts, interrupts, harms, or otherwise violates the integrity of Twitch services is prohibited. Integrity. Well, if you don't have any integrity, you're going to be hard-pressed to make sure you don't violate integrity, right? Should say ethics in there, too. So let's see. You can't post spam, distribute this, engage in this, defraud Twitch or others. Okay? Now we're going to get down into specifics. This is from Twitch. Using self-gifting to artificially trigger a hype train directly violates community guidelines against engagement manipulation, and it carries significant operational risks. And here's a question. Can I kick a hype train off myself? And this is what Twitch says. No. These events are intended to celebrate organic spikes in support to your channel, not bullshit fake spikes you create. And we've heard from streamers that one of the key benefits of this feature is that you don't have to intervene directly to help build hype in your channel, unless you're dumb enough to try to do it. So we want to make this as hands-off as possible. Okay, so you got the background. We're focusing on this right here. It's right inside their, you know, information. You go read on their website. You cannot do this. It is a violation. It's unethical. Okay? Any idiot would know it's unethical to do this. But we're not talking about just any idiot.
I saw this thread. All right? It wasn't really that big of a thread. Wasn't that big of a deal. And we'll play it here. Okay? And I'll explain what happens.
OPPP butts. Penis.
So if you look here, okay, in the bottom right window, if you look here, it is ZOIL alt-tabbed clicking around. Okay?
OPPP butts. Penis.
If you look here, you can see he's gifting subs. And he clicked gift anonymously. Okay?
How did a Netflix star...
What am I hearing, by the way, in the background here?
Fucking laugh. You actually have a humor of a 10-year-old reminder. No one gifted had sex. Thank you.
So then he acts, he gifts himself, and then he acts surprised, right? Okay? That's what he did. I saw this, and I wasn't sure, all right, if this was real, if this was a bit, you know, what this sort of thing was, okay? So what I did, and this is me talking in my Discord in the morning, bro, I can't believe that ZOIL clip, I gotta ask him what happened. Because I didn't want to go live, okay, and be like, oh, you did a bit, oh, it wasn't serious, you know, I didn't want to go live and perpetrate this sort of, I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was just a joke or whatever. So I messaged Zoil. Trying to see what it was. I was like, bro, what happened? I got to ask before I talk about it, right? It does matter because I didn't want him to think that, oh, Nick, you were being a dick to me. I was just kidding. This wasn't real. So I kind of wanted just to ask him, if it was real or not, right? If that kind of makes sense. And here's my DM to him. This is what I sent him. He did not reply. Okay? So instead of replying, he decides to go live and say this.
They took the latest intro from my Something Chat and said I apologize.
This is a Twitter clip, by the way.
Bro, I ain't apologizing for that shit, okay? I was trying to start a hype train. It is what it is, bro. Okay?
So he admitted it. Yeah, so essentially what he did was he gifted himself anonymously, acted surprised, to try and start a hype train. Right? Good, you admitted it. That's fine. Just tell me that then. You know what I'm saying? Just tell me that was the case. Because I didn't want to be like, I didn't know if it was a bit. I didn't want to be mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to dogpile on this guy if it wasn't the case. Maybe it was just a joke. So that's why I messaged him. But then he took it like this.
Why are we acting like it's the end of the world? Also, NMP, you a bum. I don't care, but I'm saying it.
So I'm a bum for trying not to be mean and ask you the question? But you're not the bum for being so pathetic you have to gift yourself subs because no one else is doing it? But I'm the bum? That is insane. I was just asking to be nice. You know what I'm saying? And no, he wasn't joking because he said it more than once. And he was genuinely mad about it.
That's bomb for that shit. That shit was weird.
Weird. You know what I find weird? Responding this way instead of saying in the DM what it was. I just asked. And he actually ended up messaging me last night too. He's deflecting. Right. He's trying to be, Nick's the bad guy here. I didn't gift myself anonymously. To try and start a hype train to convince my viewers to subscribe. I didn't do that. You did that. But I'm the bum because I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to go live and be a dick about it. But the thing is, though...
They gonna message me in the morning, be like, what happened there? I need to address it. They call...
Yeah, what happened? I'm asking.
Like, you acting like I'm a fucking bot or...
Anonymous!
I don't know if you're a bot or not. How am I supposed to know? There's so much shit that happens in Austin. I have lost friends over the botting stuff. I've gotten in many... Because it's running rampant. It's disgusting. I hate it so much. And I literally invented the Twitch cap, gave it to the CEO, and they did nothing with it. I hate it.
So anyhow, let's just get back to this. Okay? This guy goes over here and shows it on the screen. He's going to make some... I guess he didn't know this was being displayed. He does. He evidently isn't the smartest, tack in the whatever. Okay, because he's doing this, and it's going out live. Okay, that's why. If I was going to ask him something, I would also privately DM him like Nick did and ask him, "Hey, is this a bit or what?" Because anybody watching this saw him do it. Okay.
So if you look here, okay, in the bottom right. Window, if you look here, it is ZOIL alt-tabbed, clicking around, okay?
Bots.
If you look here, you can see he's gifting subs. And he clicked gift anonymously, okay?
How did a net...
Okay, so he does that, and I guess he doesn't think anybody sees this, but he's got it on his computer, and it's being streamed. Everybody can see him doing this, which is why you would ask him, "Hey, was this you doing a bit?" Instead, this genius is in L.A. at the Streamer Games and does the other video you just saw, where he says he was doing it to create a hype train, to engage people, to give him money, fraudulently. He was fraudulently doing this. He does it as anonymous, and it shows up. You'll see it above his head. And then he starts acting like he's a Hollywood actor.
What am I hearing, by the way, in the background here?
See here? Anonymous just gifted subs. Okay? And watch this genius act here.
In life, you actually have a human 10-year-old reminder that the majority of your viewers have had sex. Thank you.
So then,
This dude's a total loser. Let's go back. Look at this. Using self-gifting to artificially trigger a hype train directly violates Twitch community guidelines. Okay? But it would probably be hard to prove somebody did it unless they admitted to it at the streamer games. What a dope. Now, what's Twitch going to do about this?
you know, he actually ended up messaging me last night, too. He's deflecting? Right. He's trying to be, oh, Nick's the bad guy here. I didn't gift myself anonymously, you know, to try and start a hype train to convince my viewers to subscribe. I didn't do that. You did that. But I'm the bum because I just wanted to make sure. He did not reply. Okay? So instead of replying, he decides to go live and say this.
They took the latest intro from my Something Shot. I said I apologize.
This is a twerk clip, by the way.
Bro, I ain't apologizing for that shit, okay? I was trying to start a hype train. It is what
I was trying to start a hype trade. It is what it is. Can I kick off a hype trade myself? No, these events are intended to celebrate organic spikes. It's right here. Using self-gifting to artificially trigger a hype train directly violates Twitch community guidelines against engagement manipulation and it carries significant operational risk. So Twitch, the games are over. He's driving back to Texas. What are you going to do about his channel?